While this video is not explicit in nature, it does deal with adult themes, language, and content. So please excuse yourself from the room if you feel uncomfortable by any of the above-mentioned items. Thank you. In the 1980s, Attorney General Edwin Meese held up a report on pornography, and all of the photographers dove so they could get photos of Meese with the partially nude Spirit of Justice statue. By 2002, Attorney General John Ashcroft had drapes put over the statue, so he would no longer have to be photographed with it. Pornography is the most popular search item on the internet. It has become ubiquitous in contemporary life. In May 2011, the 7th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld that accessing pornography at a work computer can be grounds for being fired. Recently, the U.S. government disclosed that pornography was found at Osama bin Laden's compound. This was most likely publicized to discredit him to his fundamentalist followers. Even though pornography was used as a means of torturing enemy combatants at Abu Ghraib prison in Iraq, the use of the word porn has expanded to encompass any kind of commodity fetishism.
Pornography. It's everywhere, in everything.
Christians believe that original sin is what caused the awareness and resulting shame of humankind's nakedness. Yet the awareness of the vitality of the human form is well preserved from Paleolithic cave paintings, which predate Christianity by 10,000 years. The 1970s made for interesting bedfellows when radical feminists joined with the Christian right to ban pornography. Andrea Dworkin was a feminist leader in the anti-pornography movement. Let's hear some of her famous testimony to the Attorney General on the effects of pornography on women's civil rights.
That women are raped and violated and humiliated until we discover that we like it. And at that point, we ask for more. In this country where I live as a citizen, women are penetrated by animals and objects for public entertainment. Women are urinated on and defecated on. Women and girls are used interchangeably so that grown women are made up to look like 5- or 6-year-old children surrounded by toys presented in mainstream pornographic publications for anal penetration.
But what about self-determination? Let's hear from porn actress Jenna Jameson, who has become a millionaire through branding herself as the ultimate porn star.
Have you ever gotten into psychological trouble doing what you do? Do you go to a therapist, or when you were younger, did you have any problems in that regard?
Absolutely, yeah. I've been to a therapist, and, you know, I mean, there is absolutely no doubt that this industry is hard. You are having sex with strangers, and people, the way people identify with you or look at you on the street, a lot of the times I feel myself having to constantly prove myself, that I am an intelligent woman, that I am an honest, good person. You know, they automatically think, oh, you're a porn star, you're nothing, you know?
Well, they think that you're a slut.
Exactly.
But doesn't it hurt your feelings when people judge you and call you whore, slut, things like that?
Well, I've never had anybody call me a whore or a slut to my face.
To your face?
To my face.
You know they say it behind your back.
Well, I think that it's sad. It's sad that there's still that judgment. No. I don't really worry about it. I don't worry about it because I'm happy with myself.
But very few porn stars ever elevate their socioeconomic status to such great heights. Substance abuse, sexually transmitted diseases, and past and current sexual trauma are the reality of the porn industry. Noam Chomsky is arguably one of the most well-known public intellectuals in the world. Let's hear what he has to say about pornography.
The fact that people agree to it and are paid is about as convincing as the fact that we should be in favor of sweatshops and China, or where women are locked into a factory and work 15 hours a day, and then the factory burns down and they all die. Yeah, they were paid and they consented, but it doesn't make me in favor of it. So that argument we can't even talk about. As to the fact that it's some people's erotica, well, that's their problem. Doesn't mean I have to contribute to it. If they get enjoyment out of humiliation of women, they have a problem. But it's nothing I want to contribute to.
In the United States and many Western countries, pornography is protected by freedom of speech, with the exception of child pornography. The zero-tolerance policy in the U.S. for child pornography has inadvertently turned minors and teens into child pornographers because of sexting, the new media form of "I'll show you mine if you show me yours."
What were you thinking that day?
Well, actually, it wasn't my friends. What I did was I was really upset. It was early in the morning. I mean, not that it's an excuse, but I had her email address, and I just went in. I hit select all. I wasn't targeting, teachers or anyone specifically. It just happened that those people were in her email list.
I see. Okay, thank you. And as a result of this, of sending out this naked photo, you got in trouble, and you ultimately were convicted of a crime that you say went well beyond the act that you committed. What were you convicted of?
Technically, I was convicted of sending of child pornography.
You are now classified as a sex offender, and as a result, we understand you have been kicked out of college. You are on probation for 5 years. You had to register as a sex offender. You have to take a mandatory sex offender class for $1,500 a year. You're not allowed to use the internet. You're not allowed to live with your dad because he lives too close to a school. What has your life been like since this happened to you?
Well, just from what you mentioned there, you could probably imagine it's been bad, but knowing also that my neighbors come to my house and try to talk to me, make sure I'm not going to harm their children, that former friends of mine no longer wish to speak with me, family members are absolutely crushed because of it.
Supreme Court says pornography is any act that has no artistic merit and causes sexual thoughts. That's their definition. No artistic merit causes sexual thoughts. Sounds like almost every commercial on TV to me.
We're great together. But I found something new and more exciting. And it satisfies me in a way I never thought possible.
Introducing Herbal Essences Fruit Fusions with an exhilarating new fruit fragrance and an exotic blend of organic fruit extracts for hair that's naturally beautiful.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
No, no, no. New Fruit Fusions, a totally organic experience with a fragrant twist.
In our hypersexualized world, is it okay to utilize the risque to spread your message of social justice? Sure, you can guarantee media coverage with nudity, but isn't it alienating to only appeal to your basest desire? But maybe I'm just old-fashioned.